Yeah, we got a very special guest today. Could you do me a favor and introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Rick Lazoya. I'm out of Sacramento. Um, my younger days, if you go by Picasso, is Sad Boy from Lane Drive Homies gang. It's a northern gang out of Northern California, Sacramento.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us today. So I understand you've had quite the journey. I want to go ahead and touch on a few topics. If we could, I want to start from the beginning. What was life for you like growing up?
As for kids, it was it started off good. You know what I'm saying, with my family. I had a mom and dad.
Mhm.
Uh, and then as time went on, it started to get a little rough because my parents started getting into drugs and all that. They started doing drugs, and then also my pops. He's from a old gang out here in California, out of Sacramento. It's called Franklin,
Okay.
uh, Franklin Boulevard. So that was my pops. That's where he was from. So it kind of like, what I'm saying, it was basically born into that stuff already. And
Yeah.
then pops, and then he started doing drugs, and it started going bad from there. Really,
Damn. Was it a all of a sudden thing, or was it just one day they just kind of lost control?
I would say uh, they just kind of lost control. Maybe I say that
Yeah.
probably.
Damn. Yeah, because the only reason I ask because I know there's a lot of times that people think like they got it under control and it'll be going well for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just yeah, you can't anymore. You know what I mean? Like my pops was like that too. He stopped drinking, he
Yeah,
started drinking again, and then eventually he just passed on. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
know to something like that, it's like you think you got it, and then damn, it's fucked up, man. So what ended up happening? Like when you seen that like the drugs started coming in, where it started impacting your life, did that kind of change your childhood and the way you looked at things?
Yeah, pretty much because it's like you know, when say pops out, say my mom say my pops lost his job, saying, and then basically the drugs took over him. So pretty much, saying, started not having stuff at the house. You know what I mean, it
Yeah.
started getting bad to where they weren't paying the rent and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. It was like got real rough. So um, I think that's what kind of led me to start joining, to hanging around the gangs. You know what I'm saying, hanging around people that I knew that are pretty
Yeah.
much in the same environment that I was in.
Yeah. Yeah, make you feel a little bit more comfortable because you're not around people who have like everything looks perfect from your view. You know what I mean? It's like you're around people
Yeah.
who it's like okay, I fit in with these people. That's a trip, man. So you start clicking with other cats that are going through similar situations, and what kind of stuff do you start getting into?
We start off just saying hanging with certain individuals, and then smoking weed, to alcohol. I wasn't heavy. I wasn't into drugs, but weed pretty much that was like a drug to me, and just
Yeah,
alcohol. But I had homeboys that were doing other stuff too.
yeah, that's it's crazy. And how old were you when you joined the gang? What was your decision that made you join your neighborhood?
I joined shoot, way back in, let's see, it's '89, and can't remember the age, like 13 or 12.
Yeah,
Um, It's just that just hang around those certain homies or those friends that what I'm saying, were my friends. Um, Pretty much it was actually, we weren't even a gang. You know, what I'm saying, we were just homies just hanging around each other.
yeah,
And then you know the older homies, that dudes that were in neighborhoods around us, were like, hey, you guys got to join this clique. You guys got to join. And we're pretty much like, nah, man, because we were trying to go hang out with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
And then all these older homies were telling us, "Now you got to be from our neighborhood." And we're like, "Nah, we're cool. We rather, if anything, we'll start our own shit." Because a lot of these dudes I hung around with when I was little, they're dudes I went to school with since elementary,
yeah.
preschool, and then it pretty much, that's how. Then we were like, you know what, you know, we'll just start our own shit. And we weren't really trying to do that, but we got pushed that way. And then we started our own clique, and then so basically, my homies were already starting. It was starting to evolve. My neighborhood was starting to evolve, and then eventually, I got picked onto it. I joined it.
Yeah. That's the trip. At any point were you kind of thinking like you wanted to join your dad's neighborhood? Was that ever in the cards, or were you just not like around them enough?
Yeah, I wasn't around them enough. And then where I grew up at, I'm from the north there of Sacramento. My
Mhm.
pop's neighborhood was in the south area, so it was
Okay.
a distance from where I was from. You know,
Yeah.
and then yeah, so my pops never pushed that on me. You know,
Yeah.
so I just ended up just joining that clique where I was growing up at.
And did your mom and dad kind of see the transition? Like, what were they like trying to step in at any time, or were they really dealing with their own issues at that point?
They're pretty much dealing with their own issues. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really telling me I could,
Yeah,
by that time I was already leaving the house, bro, because the house was already, you know what I'm saying, falling apart, and I was literally just pretty much living in the streets, hanging with the homies.
damn. Yeah, so you're young, you're in your early teens, you're on the streets every day. How long does it take for you to start getting arrested?
Shoot, bro. Probably my first running with the police was like, I think it was like 10 or 11.
Damn.
Yeah, it was sixth grade. Right after I graduated sixth grade, it was in the summertime. I took this kid's bike,
Hmm.
and I didn't know the kid knew me. And so he went and told his parents who I was, and so they put out like a warrant for me. I didn't even know until me and my primo were in this area, we call it Old Sacramento. So me and
Hmm.
my cousin were over there. We crossed another neighborhood, so we got
Yeah.
into it. So we started fighting, and so the happened to be was crazy. It happened to be the fire department was there. So one of those the fire department dudes jumped on me, and caught me,
Yeah.
and then that's when they called the cops. The cops came, and then when they ran to check on me, I had a warrant for my arrest.
Damn.
Didn't even know, and then that's how I got started. That's how I started into the system right there.
You know what's the truth about that story is it's something that's so typical that people don't get when you're young. You do so much to establish your name and to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like you're like,
Yeah,
hell yeah, I'm gonna be known in the hood and I'm gonna be known. And then when you're known, that shit comes back to bite you in the ass all the fucking time.
I was like, damn. I was like, guys, that's funny though. I was like, man. So that's my first venture into to juvenile hall, and from there on out.
How much longer after did you end up in the California Youth Authority?
Bro, or maybe a couple years later, really a couple years later, I went from that. I got out, and then I was doing, what I'm saying, homies back then, there was still cars. So
Hmm.
I wasn't a car thief, but I jumped in with the homie because the homie was I take a car. So I
Yeah.
jumped in with the schools, and eventually got caught with a couple of, being in a stolen car a couple of times, and then we ended up I ended up catching a drive-by shooting
Oh
in a
shit.
stolen car. So I went to a boys ranch. They sent me to a boys ranch for that, and then I was on there for a year. I did a home pass. They let me out on a home pass, and then I got caught with another one, and that's how I got sent to Hawaii for that.
That
I
boys
was
ranch
trying
you're at
to
was at the Arizona Boys Ranch.
No, I was trying to. They were trying to send me there, but at that time, some kid from Sacramento ended up getting killed over there because he had like asthma, and the staff sat on him, and so
Oh
he died.
shit.
So they literally like right when that happened, they pretty much say, oh, we'll say you do. We got a placement program here in Sacramento called the Boys Ranch, which is here in Sacramento. Instead
Hmm.
of going out there, so they sent me there, and then I got on a home pass, and I got caught up on another drive by, and the dude knew who I was. I guess I didn't even know dude was even around, and he pointed me out in a low photo lineup, and that's how they got me.
Damn. Were you
Yeah,
back at the boys ranch at that time? Like was it easy for them to find you or were you on the streets hiding out?
well, no, I didn't go back once I did because I did on a home pass.
Yeah.
So once that happened, I didn't even. I just went on the run from there. But I
Okay.
stayed. I stayed in my neighborhood. And I was like, like stayed at one homeboy's house here, jumping around so who doesn't catch me.
Yeah.
But they eventually they caught me though.
Damn. So they catch you. Do you know you're going to YA at this point? Because you're already like AWOL'd from the other program and like you have some priors under your belt. Do you know you're going to YA or are you kind of thinking like, maybe they'll cut me some slack?
That's why I thought they were gonna come some slack and then send me back to the boys ranch because I was like, I guess at their top level. I couldn't remember what kind of level, but that's like basically if you do good without getting any trouble, then you can get your little status and then you can go home on a pass. So they'll start you out, and that happened to be my first time pass. Like it was like a one day pass, and I think it was Christmas or something.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to kick it with one of my cousins, and then we walked down the street and we ran to this older dude. I ran up on us. It actually was an older dude. He ran up on us with a gun.
Oh shit.
Because my homeboy had beat him up. I didn't know him and my homeboy had just got into it.
Hmm.
But since dude knew I was from the Lane Drive, and then so he ran up on me and was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I didn't even know who the dude was at the time because I was a youngster. So he ran up on me and was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Hey, you from Lane Drive?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Man," he put a gun. He literally put a gun like literally to my face, and he was like, "Nah."
Oh
So
shit.
back then it was called a bust on you. I should just bust on you.
Yeah.
And then I was hella scared. I didn't know what to do. So I just ran. I
Yeah.
don't know, I just took off running. And I thought he was going to shoot me from behind, but dude didn't shoot me. So then we go back and we get one of the older homies. So we tell him what happened, but because he knows who the dude is, he goes, okay, we'll go over there. And we didn't do was supposed to fight. But this dude's already in his 30s. I was only like 14. I think I was 14. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking me and dude were going to fight. But but we pulled up, bro. I mean, we shouldn't have did what we did, but they had me the gun. They had me the pistol. We pull up and the older homie was going to talk to the dude and like, hey, look, trying to squash that, whatever beef it was. But like, look, my homie will get down with you and just let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he walked up towards the car, he had reached down into his waist.
Oh,
so I thought he had the gun on him. And so I already had a gun on me. So my reaction was, I'm going to shoot him first before he shoots me.
Yeah, I got let off.
I let off on him. And then I didn't know the nephew was right there when I did that. His nephew was there. I went to school with that kid. I didn't know. So as soon as I shot the uncle and the cops came, he told him who I was.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so that's when I went on the run. So my mom, they called back then, what do we have back then? I think it was like a pager or something.
Oh, yeah,
I can't remember. I think it was a pager. So I called my mom. My mom was calling me, so I called them back. I was, what's going on there? Did you do something? I was like, what are you talking about? I was denying it, I was in a state of denial. I was like, what happened? What's going on? Like, cops came over, they're looking for you for attempted murder. And I was like, nah, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? I was like, they're lying to you. You don't know what they're talking about. And they staked out my house, bro, for like a month. And you know how it is when you go on a run, eventually you want to go home. You know what I'm saying? You want to go home to the family, you want to see the family. So I fucking went home and they're staking. I didn't know they were staking out the house. And they saw me. They let me go in the house. Like, as soon as I guess like, I can't remember if it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, they came and kicked in my mom's door. And that's how I got caught.
Made you feel comfortable. Made you feel like, okay,
yeah.
You got no reason to look over your shoulder. Yeah, motherfuckers, man. So they take you, and you kind of hoping that you go back to the boys' ranch.
Yeah.
How did you find out that wasn't in the cards?
Probably like soon as you started like the trial or whatever, I guess when you started going to court, and then my probation officer, which was crazy because that fool was he was the gang coordinator or some shit out here in Sacramento. I forgot what they called it, but he was like the part of the gang task force.
Yeah.
So I explained to him. So he was like, I goes, honestly and truthfully, he goes, you're not going back to Boys Ranch. You know what I'm saying? You already had your chance. So we're gonna send you. That's when you told me I'm gonna request for you to go to the youth authority. And I was like, fuck, man. He was like, because I worked with you. You were doing good at Boys Ranch. I don't know why you did this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you end up, committing another one? And then basically dude wasn't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you're done.
Damn.
And that's when I was like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know at the time. I didn't know who. I knew I got told on, but I didn't know who told on me.
Yeah.
So I was like denying it. I straight denied everything. I was like, man, I ain't do nothing. I kept denying it. The court, like, oh man, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And then I don't know how they found, but they found me guilty. Regardless, they found me guilty because of that dude telling on me. Yeah.
Damn. So you get found guilty. What did they end up? Did they end up charging you with attempted murder, or did they drop it down in court?
No, at first they were, because at that time in '92, that's when I guess they were charging everybody at 16 as an adult. I think that's when that law passed or something. So they were trying to charge me, but at the time I was only 15, mm-hmm. So they couldn't charge me as an adult. They couldn't charge me at 16. So the adult court denied my case. It went back to juvenile hall. So that's when juvenile hall they had to drop the charges. Or somehow the charges got lesser. So it went from attempted murder to assault with a deadly weapon, like shitload of felonies or whatever, all the stuff that happened. So, I still denied it. You know what I mean? Even when they did that, when they dropped that down, I still denied it. I just kept denying everything. I took it to the box. So fuck it. You know what I mean?
And when they broke you off in court, what was I know they give you a sentence a lot of the times that you can't even do and shit. Because, what was the sentence they gave you?
It was crazy, bro. 37 years of life, or 37 years.
Damn.
Did
you know about why? Did you know like they can't keep you that long, or were you thinking like, oh shit, I'm gonna do 37 years?
I was thinking I'm 37 years. I didn't. That's what I thought I was gonna get. I didn't know. I didn't really know anybody that went to Y at that time back then.
Oh, interesting.
And
did you know anything about YA?
I didn't know nothing, bro. Nothing. I went in there like, I didn't know nothing. So when they gave me that time, I was thinking, damn, I'm doing I'm never getting out, 37 years, I even told back then, my girl back then, I even told her to kick rocks because I thought I was doing 37 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just nuts, man. So you get 37 years, and then you said you're in Sacramento already.
Yeah.
When they pick you up, how far is the drive from your juvenile hall to NR?
Bro, probably maybe 20 minutes, or even less than that, 15.
Damn. So when you're on
Yeah.
that drive, like when they're picking you up to take you to Hawaii, do you even have a chance to think like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Or is it just look out the
I was
window and you're fucking there?
No, I was thinking, I was just talking to me, and my cousin talking about it.
Yeah.
When I was rolling there, you ever remember that movie Bad Boys?
Yeah, with Sean Penn and Easton
Yeah.
Morales.
So I was thinking it was something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this bus. We're going to the youth authority. I'm thinking, man, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go to some castle looking building. You're supposed to be lined up and they're gonna spit on me and shit like that. That's what I thought this juvenile why was like the youth
Yeah.
authority. So I'm like, fuck, man. So I was like, well, whatever I get there, whatever you get me, I'm gonna try to like make a weapon out of it.
Yeah.
And then so we get to was it NR, and then you go through your little the shower and everything, and then they give you your ropa, your roll and all that shit, and they gave me those boots.
Mm.
So I was telling my cousin, in fact, I said it was Preston. I did that. Actually, was hit NR. So when I hit NR and they gave us a roll, I had got the boots and I had tied them up into a knot. And I thought I was gonna, get down when motherfuckers spit on me. I was gonna smash that fool. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna let this
Yeah.
motherfucker spit on me. So we go into this hallway, but I haven't even hit the unit yet. I'm still going through the medical and everything. So I sit down and there's me, this black dude, and these two other Mexican officers over there. We're all lined up in the chair. And then the black dude hits us up because I guess this dude already he was like a violator. I
Yeah.
think he was from Hoover. He was from Hoover, but I don't know his name. I can't remember the dude's name. But he asked me where I'm from, so I told him. And he asked the dude next to me, same thing the dude tells him. He's a northerner from Vallejo. So he asked the next dude next to him, and that dude goes, I'm a Sureño from Vallejo.
Yeah.
And he tells the black guy, that's my homie. So the black dude looks at me and was like, man, you hear what that dude just said? And I was like, I was at the time I was still new. I was like, yeah, I heard what he said. And he was like, when you go back to your unit, you let them know that homeboy's saying that the Sureño is his homeboy because when you hit the doors, when you leave here and you go to your unit, those are your enemies. I'm still kind of fresh. I'm still trying to learn this shit. So
Yeah.
this dude's telling me to basically let the Northerners know, hey, your homeboy here is saying that the Sureño dude's his homie.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'm in the gym. I just got this. I just got there. I don't know
Yeah.
nothing.
You don't even know the rules
Now
or nothing.
yeah, nothing. So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, all right, fuck. So and the dude was like, yeah, they're gonna say that black dude's running us down, telling us, hey, when you guys leave from here, you're gonna go to there's dorms out there. There's gonna be certain dorms you guys go to. It'll be by ages. So like, so then the staff people come, okay, Lazoya, you're going to dorm 1. I think the black dude went to dorm 6, and then the other two dudes, the other northerner, they sent it to my dorm. So I'm like, fuck, man, I really got to say something,
Yeah.
This motherfucker's riding with us. I'm like, damn. So then,
Real quick.
oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, bro.
What I wanted to ask is because I never been a NR. SR is like rooms, like kind of like cells and shit. So NR is dorms.
No, it's not dorms. They're
Okay.
units, bro.
Okay.
But they just
Okay.
say they're units, but
Yeah.
they're like okay. So you got like it's like a kind of like it's like a line like this, and there's one side is like say east wing and west wing, so they got little rooms in there.
Okay.
Doors
Okay.
on.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Continue. So you end up going into the same spot with homie that you just like, oh shit, like, so it's an unavoidable situation now.
Yeah.
What happens?
So we go into now we're going to our rooms. They're sending us to our cells. So I'm like, fuck, now you're gonna bunk me up with this fool. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. But they didn't. They didn't put me into a room with another homeboy. So they
Yeah.
put this dude on the same wing as me, but in a different room.
Yeah.
So I tell that homeboy, I gave him the rundown, like, hey man, I gave him the rundown what happened when we were in the medical. I told him what the dude said. So the dude was like, all right, well tomorrow we're gonna come out in our rooms. We'll get hold of the rep and we'll tell the rep what happened and let him deal with it. So we came out and then the rep, we told the rep what happened. So the rep, I'm saying, he basically pretty much the rep smashed on him, I'm saying, rolled him up and dropped him level on shit.
Oh shit.
But I was like, man, I wasn't even there a motherfucking day, you know what I mean? I'm already getting some shit.
Yeah. So you see him getting like beat down and dropped level. What do you think at that point?
I was just like, it was a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we smashed on our own people. You know, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? That just tripped me out. You know,
Yeah, it's crazy
and it
too
was
because he probably just got to YA too, so he didn't know the rules. They could have maybe
yeah,
like in another kind of a environment, they would have told him you're fucking up. Here are the rules. You know what I mean? But right there in YA is
yeah,
kind of cutthroat. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah,
they're just like, nah, dog, you getting dropped.
yeah. Quick. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you know, we're both new, and dude didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying, and he probably didn't even know when he had said that. You know what I'm saying? That was gonna get him in trouble. You
Yeah,
know, but he put me in the spot too. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I didn't know if I was gonna say nothing. What if that black bottle was on our dorm and I was just, you know what I'm saying? He was just saying, you know, then I would be in trouble for not saying nothing. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
was like, man, I gotta, you know, make sure I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know I feel bad for the homie, but I was like, fuck, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say nothing and I get caught up, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's something that I try to tell a lot of people that they don't get. I said when you're in YA, a lot of the times you lose a lot of empathy and compassion because you're looking out for you, and you have to
Yeah,
look out for you first, or else you're gonna get taken advantage of. So a lot of times you'll be like, "Fuck it, that's on him. Like he did that to himself. I didn't do that. I mean, I've kept up my part of the bargain. It's his turn. You know what I mean? So if they don't do it, then
yeah,
you're like, fuck it, that's on them.
yeah. No.
So
So I just
go ahead, my bad.
no, go ahead, Javi.
So you end up going to board. How long did they give you at board?
The first they gave me was till 95
It was about 2 years,
from I was 2.5 years. I think it was 2.5 years.
2.5 years for assault with a deadly weapons. That's not too bad. And what's your
No, it wasn't
max?
bad. My max was to 2000 at that time. Back then it was
Damn.
2000, the year of 2000.
So you could get out in 2.5 years, or you can get out in 7.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see how this goes. So fucking so where do you go after actually let me ask you about that. What are you thinking? Are you thinking anything about that? Are you thinking like I could do 2.5 or I could do 7? Or are you just like, do you have any really understanding of what's gonna happen in the future or how it's gonna work?
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have no understand. I was still lost, bro. I was still thinking, for some reason, I was still thinking 37 years regardless. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
understand when they had told me you got 2.5 years, you can get it out. So you can get out. But I was thinking, fuck, I'm gonna do all
yeah.
this time. So my mindset was like, I'm gonna do all this time. You know what I mean? That was my mindset. You know,
And where do they end up sending you to?
Preston.
So you go to Preston. There's cats that are about what is it like 15 up, 15 and older,
Yeah,
16 and
15
older.
up. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, yeah.
So
They're pretty old. The guys there were pretty old already.
yeah, so you get to Preston. So luckily you didn't go to OH close with like the younger cats, but you get to Preston where a lot of them have been there a little longer and shit. So
Yeah.
how is it when you get to Preston?
So okay, the first day we get there, you go through a little receiving and they put you on I forgot the name, but they put you on the receiving unit there. So I go
Mhm.
to the receiving unit there, and then the first thing, bro, I mean, ain't no bullshit. I had to fucking take a masa, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I gotta take a shit. So I go into the bathroom stall, and I didn't know at the time they had certain stalls you can sit in,
Oh,
like
the
Northerners,
freedman.
Southerners, they all
Yeah.
had their own. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I happened to sit on the Southsiders toilet. I didn't know, so I sit down taking a shit, and then this Southsider walks up from Baker's. He was like, "Hey, homie," he goes, "Man, you fucking sitting on the wrong toilet, homie. You're blowing up our fucking seat." My mind was, I'm still like, I'm not thinking, I'm not really knowing everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a fucking shit, fool. So I
Yeah.
was, so then this fool goes back. So he's like, he has to do something. You know what I mean? So I put
Yeah.
him on the spot. So I get done, and and the same thing with the seats there. I didn't know there's certain seats we had to sit in,
Hmm.
because if you sit in the back row, you know what I'm saying, where's the third seat? You know what I'm saying? If I sit from the front row, the third row is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Where we're sitting. I didn't know nothing about this. So I sit in the third row watching TV. The same dude comes up to me. Hey, SA, what did I fucking just tell you? You know what I'm saying? So then now I'm feeling like, how you say, pressure. I'm feeling like, motherfucker, what the fuck's your problem? So
Yeah.
folks like, hey, we gotta get out. And it's like, our fuck it, we get out. You know what I'm saying? So we go into this little laundry room,
Mhm.
and we start getting down. And you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I beat dude up. I beat him up. As I come out, I get caught. I fucking, because I didn't know nothing. I just walked out, and the staff were walking up, so I got busted. So
Yeah.
for an assault or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the battery thing. So me and him both get rolled up, and I got 30 days on my bed. And so I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm already, you know what I'm saying, getting in hella shit didn't even know nothing about. Because
Yeah.
at that time, everybody was at school, so there was nobody in there but just me and him. and the new guys I rolled up with, nobody knew nothing.
Yeah.
This guy ain't telling you. You guys got to sit there. You didn't say nothing. So that's what happened. I sat down on that toilet. It was the wrong toilet I sat on, and then I sat in the wrong row, and that's when we ended up getting down in the bathroom or in the laundry room.
You know what's the trip about that is that being young, you don't realize that you guys are really putting yourselves in difficult situations unnecessarily. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if he would have just told you, like, hey, check this out. I know you ain't on my side, but those are your toilets. Those are your guys' seats, right? It would have been cool. Yep. But he's like, nah, I'm not gonna tell him nothing. Right. And then you sit down and then he wants to tell you now, but then it's like you're pressured because he's telling you. And it's just like, instead of talking it out, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, fuck that. We're gonna get down with each other. Yeah, being young is a trip because it's like there's so many things that could have been avoided with a simple conversation. But it's like, nah, true. Fuck that. Fuck that. We're gonna fight each other. So you get your 30 days on your bed. So yeah, how does that work?
Basically, you're just in your boxers and you sit on your bunk and you can't talk to nobody from the staff. You can't talk to me. You know how it is. You can speak and talk to homies and stuff like that. But if the staff catch you, they'll give you more time. They'll add a couple more days to your disciplinary action. I forgot what they called it back then. But at that time it's still daytime, so we weren't on our bunks, but we had to sit in the chair. So basically, what I did is I got up and I sat in the fourth row, so it wouldn't cause no more confrontation. Yeah. So my homie, being a homie from Sacramento, Rose comes from school, and I know him. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, "What happened?" So I gave him the rundown what happened. He's like, "Fuck!" So he's tripping because like, "Damn, you just got here." I said, "No, bro, I didn't know. Nobody told me that. I got to sit on these certain chairs and toilets and shit.
Yeah.
So I told him I got, they gave me a ride-up, so I have to go, as soon as nighttime comes, I go on the bunk. After that, the next day, pretty much you stay on your bunks all day for the 30 days or whatever. I can't remember back then, it was 30 days.
Damn, what sucks is you're brand new. You don't got no school.
You
don't got
brown box.
Yeah.
No, nothing, bro. Nothing. They gave you this little box of like cardboard box. It's got like a sandwich in there and an apple. I think that was back then. But fuck, can't you be? Okay, so you can't have no noodles, no nothing, bro. You can't borrow nothing from nobody. That's all you get. It's a fucking brown box. For your lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
So you can't go to the chow hall either?
No. I don't think I could.
Damn, that fucking sucks. Fuck that.
But I kind of remember. I think I did, but I don't think so. Because I remember being on that bunk. I remember being on that bunk, and they gave us these fucking me and homeboy, these little brown boxes.
Yeah.
And we were hella mad. We were hella pissed. You know what I mean? And then he still wanted to get down too. He still called me and said, "Hey, homie, hey, I said we're gonna get down." I'm like, "Fuck, man, so we're gonna get out again." So then in 92, now it's going into 93.
Yeah.
That's right before I told you about I went to TS. So New Year's comes and they bring a bus full of brand new people.
Yeah.
At that time, me and Homie were still on a little that fucking disciplinary action. Yeah. But that day, I guess they let everybody off their bunks to have a free day or something. It was crazy. Like you get up and anybody's on, even though you're in trouble, you can still go and have fun. You can still go and do their little activities they had on that receiving unit.
Yeah.
So earlier that morning, a busload comes in, and then there was a dude from San Jose that I was in NR with. So he rolls up, and there was another dude that came. This guy was from San Jose, and the other dude was from San Jose, but one was a northerner and a southerner.
Yeah.
So me and homie, the northerner, we start bullshitting, we're talking and shit, and then he says, "Hey, there's a Sureño that's gonna come. He's from San Jose," and he goes, "No, I'm gonna smash this fool." You know what I'm saying? He goes, "If he takes off his shirt, we're gonna get down." So I was kind of all right, whatever. I have your back, homie. And but it was because homie from San Jose felt disrespected that dude because what happened was actually he had I don't care if it was X11 right here, but he had Saho on his stomach.
Yeah.
And his name was I'm gonna say his name, but so he ended up doing it. You know what I'm saying? So now it's New Year's, so that the little activity things going on, and back then you could have those lockers. They still have I don't know if they still have they had lockers. But I don't know if you had it. Did you go to Preston?
The only time I went there was for fire camp.
Oh, okay. Well, over there on when you go to receiving over there, and you're going to go to the main line, they have these lockers up in that receiving unit, and they have these fucking big ass locks.
Okay.
So homeboy put that lock in that sock, but he didn't. Basically, you know how it is. Yeah. So basically, you're plotting. He was plotting. So he was like, "All right, fool." Saying he did that shit, bro. We're gonna smash this fool later. As time goes on. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we're all kind of like, I don't even think the Sureños at that time knew that we were gonna move on them. So back then, like I said, back then the Fresno Bulldogs were still Northerners. So that Bulldog dude, there was this Bulldog dude and this Sureño, basically the staff gave you soups and you could play, but it's not our soups. It's the staff soup. It's just you play each other on cars or dominoes, whatever that you whatever soups they had there, you would win those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know we're not supposed to be doing that. But I guess at that time it was like a free for all. As long as we're not doing anything like we're kicking and hugging each other. So
Yeah.
these two were playing cards against each other, and then for some reason that bulldog just jumped up and fired on him, just bombed on him. So that's basically what happened right there. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so they started fighting, and then just kicked off from right there. And then that homeboy had the lock,
Pack?
the stock.
Yeah.
He started packing homeboy out. You know what I mean? And then I got rushed by the dude I got down with in the bathroom. He rushed me, another dude rushed me, and then pretty much, we all, staff come in, everybody goes on, lay it out and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you guys end up going to lock up for that shit?
Yeah, we went to lock up, so we went to Tamarack. I don't know if you know about Tamarack.
Yes, it's the older one, right?
Yeah, that one's like a fucking dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so how was it for you in Tamarack?
Oh shit, they single bunk you, and then so when we go there, so as you know, so now you're trying to figure out, and they start writing everybody up in their little write-ups, and then so the outcome was for us to go down south. Me and any northern I was in that right, we all had to go down south.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's when we're talking about, bullshit. You guys can't set us down south. We're from up here. You know what I mean? If we go down there, we're probably gonna get killed, because you know how it is. The numbers are way bigger than up here. You know, so we're like, we're gonna go down there. Saying they can't set us down. There's too many Sudanese. They're gonna kill us. Yeah. And they're like, the staff, what you call it, the board was like, yeah, you guys are gonna go down south. It'd be whatever from 2 weeks to a month. You'll be down there. But for me, it seemed like a week later. That's what it felt like to me. Like a week later, they said, Lazoya, roll it up. It was on a Sunday. You're going to go down south. And I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? I really am going down south.
Yeah. So let me ask, I want to get an idea of how Tamarack was, because I know in Nellis, in Taft, that shit was fucked up, right? Like you have kinds of people woofing, like cats that ain't going to leave. Like they know they're going to be stuck in inside of lockup. They ain't going to his main line. They woof like a motherfucker. Did you guys have that kind of shit going up right there in Tamarack, or was it more mellow where people were?
When we first got there, because the right's fresh. So, everybody's heated. So everybody's kind of was on their door. But say like the next day, it got quiet. Pretty much it was not really many people woofing on their doors like that, bro. Not as it was how you would call them knacks or whatever. Those would be the ones like kicking their doors and shit. But as northern southerners, everything was pretty much quiet.
Yeah, because you guys gonna see each other and you'll handle it when you guys bump into each other. So the bus comes and you're going down south. What does your box say? Where are you going?
Shit, it says TS.
Damn,
so
why
I'm thinking
TS?
Like TS. At that time, I was 16. I think I was gonna go on 17. I was still 16. So I was gonna go on 17. So we're on a bus. I'm thinking I'm going to go to Nellis, because they were telling us, like these certain ages, you're going to go to Nellis. So we're heading down there. I was like, I'm going to go to Nellis. I'll probably go to Nellis and shit. Even though the box said TS, I was thinking because I'm only 17.
Yeah.
And then that's a long ass ride, bro. From up here to down there, it was like all day.
Especially if they drop people off for other spots.
Yeah, because they were dropping people off at fire camps. What's that one? And there's another unit, another institution down there. Nellis, TS,
Paso. Yeah.
Paso, yeah. So we stopped at Paso. They dropped some people off there, and then we're heading. And it was a trip too on the bus. The Sureños, they didn't, because motherfuckers could spit on you. Because like the cages, we were in the cages on the bus. The motherfuckers could spit on us, but I guess it was respecting. They didn't say that to us. Nobody was talking shit on the bus. They were just doing their thing. And everybody was quiet on the bus, just waited to where we get to our destination. So
yeah, what
that
sucks
was something different.
What sucks about those buses too is when they stop, they gotta count everybody. They gotta fucking like this person get off, and then they gotta, I don't know what the fuck they do inside it. I'm like, man, you guys need to hurry the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like because those motherfucking shackles don't get any more comfortable.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah. So, but that's cool. Everybody kept it cool in there. They got you in the cages. How was it being in that cage? Were you just tripping out? Like, because do you feel like more trapped in?
Yeah, you feel you feel trapped in, bro. Like, because you can't. You're just like, man, you feel defenseless, because when something was to happen, you can't do nothing. You're shackled, and on top you're in a cage.
Yeah. Damn, it's a trip.
Yeah.
So when you get to Chino, or do you guys get to Nellis first? Yeah, I think you guys get to Nellis first, right?
Yeah, we hit Nellis first, and then as soon as we pull up, so I'm like I told you in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna get off at Nellis because that's what I'm
Mhm.
thinking. And then so they started calling everybody's name who's getting off at Nellis, and then it was 8 of us total going
Yeah.
down there, but 6 of them, those they call those 6 more things, so they call them out on to the go to Nellis. So from the from the bus, you can literally see that unit or whatever unit was right there in Nellis, whatever was the receiving hall. And
Mhm.
the dudes in there, they're throwing up the fort to him, like, hey, I guess they're saying like basically, we're northerners. So we thought it was cool. Like, oh man, bro, you guys are good. You know what I'm saying? You guys, ain't nothing gonna happen to you guys. There's homeboys right there.
Yeah.
But at that, I guess, they were plotting on them. So to make him feel like there's homeboys there, which it wasn't.
Like get
And
the
it
guard
was
down.
yeah. So at that time back then, there was the rep in Preston because he got sent down south with us too.
Yeah.
And the dude, he was like I didn't like his style. You know what I mean? He acted like he was, what I'm saying, like he was the made man or something. Like,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
started step. I don't know, but back then it was crazy because they had like as just saying as for things, they had like this city flameros, and then they had the bulldogs. But this dude was trying to separate all of us. But if something
Mhm.
happened, we all had to come together and have each other's back. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was a weird thing with this dude. So when we all went down south, when those homies got off that bus, as soon as they got off, when we were pulling off, they walked inside that unit, they just stuck all of them. So all homies
Damn.
that got off that bus, they all got stabbed. And
Damn.
that was the rep for us. They ended up turning this. He ended up becoming a Sureño when he went there. I guess he ended up getting turned out.
Oh shit.
Not as a punk, but what I'm saying, he ended up becoming a Sureño because I guess he had family that was in Mexico.
That's a
You know.
trip because I have seen like I even had did a video where I talked about hood hopping, right? And I have
Yeah.
seen where cats that were like Southsiders become Crips or Bloods, or Crips or Bloods become Southsiders. But that's one I never would have thought of, and that's a trip though, because it probably is pretty not common, but it's probably something that happens. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that. That's a
Yeah. It was.
trip.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a common thing. And one of the homies that got stabbed, me and him were real close. And he's
Yeah.
the one because he ended the little homie that got stabbed there. They ended up shooting him down back to TS when he turned 18. So that's how I found out what happened. Because I felt bad because they were like, it is, we're all little kids. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
kids. And, really realistically, we're all kids. And those dudes were pretty much, they're all youngsters. And
Yeah.
so
Because
they got stuck up. And the little homie,
you're a kid, but you're like 17, so you're a bigger
yeah,
kid. And it's because
yeah,
like I always tell people, there's a huge difference between a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? If you're
yeah,
17, you're a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, a little bit stronger. When you're 14, you're just a little
still a
pipsqueak
little
kid.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what the homie, he was like, he was from Frisco. I don't know if I should tell his name on this or not, but he was a little homie. I'm saying he was
Mhm.
small, and then so he was Chicano and half black, Puerto
Mhm.
Rican, you know, and they stabbed him in his face.
Oh
Being
fuck.
14 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. I don't know if you heard about that in Nellis if you ever went to Nellis, because he was one of the first Northerners to ever hit Nellis.
Yeah.
Because
No,
he put in work. He was known in there. He was known in Dallas. He put in work. You know what I'm saying? But he got beat down too.
yeah, well, that's it. It was
Yeah.
everybody. Like I chip
Yeah.
out on a lot of people make it seem like I don't know. Maybe there were a few cats who were undefeated, but not as much to say they were. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Yeah.
there's no way, dog. Like there's no way
Yeah. You can't lie like that.
everybody's undefeated. Like damn, like that's some crazy shit. Who the fuck was who's losing? You know what I mean? Like so, you get to YTS. What happens then?
Okay. So well, pretty much. So as soon as we left Preston, I mean, me and the homie, the other homie from my town, we're both from Sac.
Yeah,
So we both go down south together. So I know we're worried. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we have to like prepare ourselves. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
me and him the whole time, we're like, okay, as soon as we get off the bus, first, Chicano, where you call, what I'm saying, Mexican. As soon as you see a first Mexican, we're just gonna take off on him because we gotta go to the hole. You know what I mean? We gotta go to
yeah,
lockup because we're not gonna survive if there's, 1,000 Sureños. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You're
yeah.
killing yourself in
And the
reality.
populations back then were about 1,000 people
Yeah,
in the
about a
institutions.
thousand.
Yeah,
So we're like, damn. So that's what the whole time. So then, so then we see the homie, they get off the bus, but we don't know what happened. So we're going down. So me and him, the whole time, we're just like, we're trying to figure out,
and
how,
it's just you two.
yeah. So we're figuring out how,
Damn.
yeah, just me and homie. So we're just trying to figure out like how we can get to the hole, get to lockup pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do? We didn't bring no shanks, you know what I'm saying? We didn't keys or nothing, you know what I'm saying? We just went down there, you know, because we're already in lockup,
Yeah.
you know? So we go down there, we pull up to TS. So now we're going to, so as soon as we get off the bus, they call me, we get out first because we're in the cages.
Mm.
So they put us in handcuffs. And then they put up in a van pulled up, and they're like, all right, take those to lockup. So like, all right, well, fuck, that's even those kind of to us. We're like, that's cool, you know what I mean? We ain't got to fight nobody. Oh, but let me back up. So as soon as we got the bus, we went into they had cages in TS. There's like cages there. As soon as
Yeah.
you walk in,
Yes. Yeah.
that's right,
In
that's
the
right,
receiving area.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we go in there. So once there was a group of people on one to your right, and then there was some black boxes on our side. So we go in there, but as soon as they go in, they pull the two black dudes out. So it was just me and the homie by ourselves, and they put those black dudes with the other dudes on the other side. And that's when the van pulled up, and they gave us our roll, and they're like, "Hey, take these to the lockup." But they kept us handcuffed the whole time. So me and him were like, "Fuck, all right, it's cool. We ain't got to get off on nobody. We ain't got to, we know we're secure. You know what I mean? That's what we're looking at. We're safety. We're safe."
Yeah.
So we go to down. It's called the Rock.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't remember we go there and it goes up in the hill on like this little ramp, goes into the unit. So they handcuff us, and it's at nighttime. So we go there, and but before we even get to TS, the staff from Preston were fucking with us. They're like, "Oh, you guys are going to go to Gladiator School, and you guys go to TS, you guys are going to get killed. There ain't no Nathaniels over there. You're the only two. Two Nathaniels could be next to you. You come out of your room, you're going to get stabbed." They kept telling us that. And these are staff. It's basically pretty much trying to fuck us, scare us before we even get there.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking in my mind, like, fuck, I get to the unit. There's nobody on their doors. Nobody wasn't talking shit. We go to our unit and we go up to that unit. So we go to our rooms, and I forgot what wing I was on. And so I go to my room, and I tried to see who was, who was around in those rooms, but I couldn't tell, who was who. So I just go, they put me in my room, and then so I'm just sitting, I'm just waiting for somebody to hit on my wall. "Hey, where you from?" But nobody was saying nothing. But I stood up, a dude across from me, he sees me, and then he hits me up. "Hey, where you from, homie?" So I tell him where I'm from, and I don't know what Vadi was from, but I remember him, he was from San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "I'm whatever from San Diego," and he tripped, he stopped for me, he looked back at me, he goes, "Northaniel." He goes, "What is a Northaniel?"
Oh shit.
And then because he was like kind of he was about to walk away, and he turned back around, he looked at me, and he was like, he kind of caught at the end.
Yeah.
And then I just told him, "Homie, it's like Crip in the blood," what I'm saying? I was kind of explaining to him, like, it's like Crip in the blood, what I'm saying, red and blue.
Yeah.
And he was still like kind of tripping. He just got off his door, and then as soon as I said that, so when I said that, I sat down, my wall pounded, side of my wall in my room pounded, and it was a homeboy from San Francisco. He goes, "Hey, I'm moved from Frisco." And I was like, "All right." So I didn't even know there was Nathaniels even there.
Yeah.
And it was one homie from Frisco. So the other homie on the other side, he was from Santa Rosa. So there was those two, and then a couple of Bulldogs. That's right. There was a couple of Bulldogs. And then so I told him who I was, and I told him there's another homie that rolled up with me. So it was like 6 maybe at the most, bro, 8.
Yeah.
And then pretty much they're saying, "Hey, all the rooms around, or basically everybody's surveillance around us." You know what I mean? So as soon as it's 5 o'clock in the morning, you lace up, bro. They slid a book in my room, and pretty much told me to fucking tie it up with a shoestring, because what I'm saying, it's gonna be cracking as soon as if those doors were to open.
Yeah.
So basically, prepare ourselves if those doors open up, that it's going down. You know what I mean?
And they didn't have the what you call it doors back then, right? Like the electric doors. They were still lock and key, or did they have the electric ones back?
No,
At
it
that
was
point?
electric doors, bro. It was
Okay,
electric
so they had
doors.
them already. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why they were worried about it. The Sureños can go, and they could pull. There's a handle or something down there. They said they can pull it, and it would slide those doors open.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
that was like the main thing. So we'd have to, like, pretty much it was the same routine every day that we had to get up. That was for the Northaniels at that time, and over there in TS we have to get up and be suited and booted. You know what I'm saying? The real deal.
Yeah. That's crazy. And like anytime you hear a door open, like you don't. The crazy thing about lockup, what a lot of people don't know, is anytime you hear a door open, they're not telling you what's happening. You're just like, "Fuck, what door is opening? Why is it opening?" And then when they open your door, you're like, you have no idea what the fuck's going on most of the time.
Yeah.
So how was it for you living on edge like that?
Fuck, bro. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was crazy, and I was still 17.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to be like 6 months before I even, because they wouldn't even at the time. they wouldn't let me program with the 18-year-olds or the adults. You know what I mean? So I was
Oh,
pretty much going out by myself into a day room. You know,
yeah.
until I turned 18, and then it was some black dude over there. I don't know if he was around your time. His name was Ascarius. He was like a black rapper, and he was 17 too. So me and him would come out together. He was from the Bay Area.
All right, all right.
Yeah. So
So when you turn 18, what ends up happening?
so that's when they finally let me out with the rest of the homeboys. So we, they let me wreck with them, and we all go to shower and all that shit. But before that, they wouldn't let me. I would have to do it by myself.
So you turn 18 and you're able to like you're able to
Program.
go in with them have regular program like everybody else. Do they
Yeah.
have any plans to release you guys to the main line, or are they just planning on keeping you there, or do they even tell you guys?
No, at that time when I first got there, I was there for a year, like a year or 3 months.
Damn.
Like as my, I think I was 7, 8 months in, but they weren't letting us come out like to mainline. They weren't letting us. But we started talking to I forgot who it was, but we were talking to somebody else helping us so they could try to get us into the main program there.
Yeah.
To go out to mainline, basically get to mainline. And then they said if they were going to let us hit mainline, they were going to, because there was only like 8 of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? There were like 2 persons to a dorm, maybe even 1 person. Or I mean,
Yeah.
I keep saying dorm, but to a unit. So
Yeah.
if there were 1 more thing to a unit, bro, we're done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, it wasn't like our rep, but it was a guy that was an older dude. He was from Fresno, and he knew him. He was been down for a long time, so he was mainly talking to him like, "No, you can't do that because you know they're gonna get killed or you're gonna get smashed on." You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 1 more thing to a unit. He goes, since we're already on lockup right there, you know what I'm saying, we'll stay where we're at and just let us come out to program. We'll all go to school together. We can go to the yard together. So basically that's what he was pushing for at that time.
Yeah.
And so it kept going on. And then finally the warden of TS,
Superintendent.
yeah, the superintendent finally came and talked to us. You know what I mean? He came and so he was like, okay, if we let you guys program, but he pretty much was trying to say, you guys ain't gonna start nothing. You know what I'm saying? You guys are gonna come out. You guys are gonna program, right? And you know how it is. We're not gonna tell them, no, we're not gonna program. We're gonna,
Yeah. Now we're gonna
So
fuck some
like,
shit up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we started telling them, nah, we're all programmed. So he came up to everybody's doors, single doors, and it's actually individually. If I let you out today, you're gonna do this. We're like, nah, we're not. We're gonna program. Understand? We're gonna go to school. So basically, we just told them what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And then so that following, I guess we started to do 30 days. I think it was 30 days. So because that following next month, we'll let you guys out. But we're not gonna let us go to school. He'll let us come to the yard. So he goes, we're not gonna put you in school yet. We'll just see how it is on the yard. We'll send you guys out to the yard. We're like, all right. So everybody's like, all right, cool. So that's when we started to prepare ourselves. And so I was like, man, I didn't know. But I mean, me personally, I was thinking like, fuck, man, I already know there's gangs for Daniels out here. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I started fucking with my light up in my room, and I popped a little plastic thing off, and I got a big ass piece of metal out of there. So I broke them down, and I started making, making shanks out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started making the weapons, and I wasn't doing it just because, you know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking, man, if you go to mainline, bro, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking out for myself. Like, I ain't finna let a motherfucker stick me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get, I want to get my roll on. So I did that. I made the shanks. I stuck them in the wall. And then when they eventually let us come out to the yard, I brought one of my I was hella scared. Dug a little thing, those tray boots they give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I fucking took the boot apart and I don't know what, man. I don't know. I think, man, it was like God or something looking out for me. So I dug a fucking little thing where my shank could fit in my boot. And I got the toothpaste and I put those nails. I pushed those nails back into my boot.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was thinking, bro. I was just trying to figure a way to get a shank onto the yard for, you know what I'm saying, get out there, get some on the yard. And so they finally let us out. So we go out there and they have this wand. I never knew anything about no wand. So they have this wand. So I got this fucking shank in my boot and I'm fucking walking up and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna get caught. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get caught. So the dude wants me, but he doesn't want my boots.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because they're supposed to have you lift up 1 foot, wand that shit, and have the other one in the wand that too. So he just basically does like wand you down real quick.
Yeah, he just wands me down real quick, and so the thing doesn't go off. So I take that thing to the yard, and I took it to the yard, and then so we got this. I don't know how to. I can't remember exactly how the yards was over there. There was like a little rec yard with the weights rack. They still had weights in TS2 back then.
Oh shit! All right, all right.
So okay, so we go onto that little yard with the weights rack, and then they got that little area where the vans go through, and they got the other big yard out there.
Yeah, the back one.
Yeah, back one. So we go over there, and then they got this little looks like an awning or something with a bench over there. I don't know if it was still around back then. So we walk over there, and I just tell the homies like, "Hey man, I fucking brought a shank out here." So they're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I fucking brought it in my boot." They started laughing. I'm like, "How the fuck did you get out of your Subway?" I said, "I put it in my fucking boot." And I go, "They didn't." I told them I thought I was gonna get caught. So I saw him stand in front of me. I pulled the shank out of my boot and I stuck it in the grass right next to that little awning thing, that little cement piece.
Yeah.
So I stuck it right there, and then but we already knew we knew it was gonna happen, but we said no one knew it was gonna happen whenever the surveillance was out. So we're out there, we're playing handball and shit, and then about an hour later, they fucking opened up that little room, that little yard with the weights are at, and the Sureños, they started rushing us. You know what I'm saying? Even the white boys too.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
so the Woods and the Southsiders. All right.
Yeah, the Southsiders, they started coming through the gate, bro, and we like a military type of tactic. We lined up and so many dudes in each row, and as the Sureños were rushing us, they were just bombing on them and saying we were fighting. You know what I'm saying? It just kicked off right there. And so me and the two bulldogs were the last ones as the Sureños are getting through the rows, because there's so many of them. You know how it is. You can fight, but you can't beat up everybody, like we were just saying. So eventually they started, you know what I'm saying, the homies started getting beat up, you know what I mean? Yeah. So me and the two bulldogs, the Sureños were coming. I said, fuck, I wanted to pull out that knife and the shank. And I just handed it off to the bulldog homie. And then a dude, I remember the dude's name, but I don't know what body he was from. But I remember his name was Bad Boy, but I don't know what neighborhood he was from down south. Yeah. Well, he ran up to it, but he didn't know we had the shank on us. So he runs up, and then me and the other bulldog, we started getting on homeboy, and the other bulldog just started sticking him. You know? And it was crazy, bro, because the staff were like right there, and they fucking froze. They didn't do nothing. They were scared. Yeah. And they just let it go down, and we just got, eventually that's when the vans and the K9 unit started coming, and they just came in and they started, trying to take the dogs. They just get scared, like lay down, and they started fogging everybody.
Shit.
Yeah.
And what happened? Did they put you guys? So you guys were in lockup already, and did they just?
We were already in lockup.
Did they put you guys in the holding rooms or anything else, or they just put you back in your lockup rooms?
They just put us back in our lockup rooms and sent us right back up there.
Did a homie end up catching a case for that shanking?
Okay, at that time, I guess because the lady, it was a black staff lady, and she said that when we got to talking to her, because how it is, we try to we do our own investigation, so we started talking to the staff lady. Yeah. And we're asking her like, hey, did you see anything? She was like, she pretty much said the only thing I saw was when Lazoya, he had reached down, because I saw him reach down to the ground, but I didn't see him with nothing. Basically, she didn't see nobody sticking, but he got stabbed. They knew that he got stabbed, but they didn't know with what, because they didn't find nothing. Oh shit. And but all of us were basically, we all got refiled on. So all three of us were gonna start building the case. They're gonna shoot us out to Chino, because of the stabbing. So me and the two bulldogs, the dude, one of the bulldogs, he had a dad that was in Chino. So he was like, hey, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the case, homie, and I'm gonna bounce, and you guys go ahead, and you guys will be good. Yeah. Because that black lady, she didn't have nothing on us, but just the point of us three being the ones, one of us had to do it, but none of us were saying nothing. So basically, they were charging all of us with the stabbing, all three of us. And then that's when the homie said, I'll take the rap. So they ended up sending him to, I don't know what county, some county jail over in that area. I don't know where at. Shipped him out. Yeah. Okay. So they shipped him out from there, and he ended up hitting Chino. And then I ended up staying there. And the other bulldog dude, I think he maxed out. He maxed out over there in the TS. He ended up getting out of TS. Damn. And I stayed there for another couple more months.
What happened after that?
They put us on lockdown, and after that, we couldn't do no movements at all. Like, we were on lockdown, completely on lockdown. So we couldn't do nothing because of that warden, the superintendent. Yeah. He got hella pissed. So he's like, any northerner that comes, I don't give a fuck, it's a bulldog, whatever. Even if you're a bison from up north, you're going on lockdown automatically. Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah.
So imagine you're a bison, you don't even know what the hell's going on. It's just like, you're on lockdown. Like, what the fuck I do?
Yeah. So they had us like in these shackles that like a belt goes around your waist. Yeah. And you're shackled in your arms and your legs whenever you come out to day room. They had us shackled up like that. Yeah. And then so we did that for about like maybe 1 or 2 months, and then so I forgot, it was some white lady down there to help us out a lot, bro. I can't remember her name. So she gets to talking to the superintendent again, like, look, you know what I'm saying? at least let them come out for like a school program. So they can come out, let them, have, the day room. We can do school. We're in day room. And saying we won't send them to the main line. We'll keep them here, but we'll let them, let them have school right there in the day room.
Yeah.
I can't remember how. I remember there was like 2 day rooms. One was to the right, one was to the left, and you had that whatever it was in the middle where the cop sat at, and that little middle thing right there.
Yeah.
Uh,
The little control center kind of thing.
So, okay, somehow that lady convinced the superintendent to let us out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we don't have to be on those shackles. They take the shackles off us. So then we get a school program. It was like we sat in the day room. She talked, but I wasn't giving a fuck about what she was talking about, just trying to look around, checking out everything was going on. So, so the Bulldogs, they have a problem with one of their own peoples. But we don't know they're plotting on one of their own homies and stuff. So we're sitting there, and these fools jump up and they start stabbing him. They start stabbing this fool.
Damn.
So then that happens. So they fog us, it lays down, and then we go right back to lockdown again.
Damn.
And pretty much after that, we're done. We're coming out no more.
That was kind of really unfortunate because that shit has nothing to do with the rest of you guys, and it's like, damn. But you guys already have like prior like behavioral problems. You know what I mean? So it's just like fuck it. Like they're all guilty.
Yeah, they're all guilty. And so so they don't know nothing. I guess the staff there, they don't know nothing about Fresno Bulldogs. They just think they're Northerners. So they're like, now the Northerners the Northerners are stabbing each other. We can't trust them. Now we can't even trust. We can't trust them being with each other. So we went right back to those bouts, the shackles and shit. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So you come out in the day room. You'll be shackled up in a fucking thing, sitting there watching TV for an hour.
Yeah. They used to do that in Taft and Nellis. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes they'd put you next to somebody that you didn't, because they would have us sit on these metal tables, right? And if you sat next to somebody you didn't like, I'm not lying, like you would see cats headbutting each other, trying to fight that way because you can't swing your hands, bam, bam. You'd be like, damn, you motherfuckers are fucking tripping. And what sucks about that is because you're shackled, they would still fucking mace you. Yeah. So if you're next to a cat that's headbutting somebody else, then you could get maced. And you have nothing to do with that shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, fuck. You're
a victim of it, huh?
Yeah, you're just like, damn, that shit wasn't even me. So fucking.
Me personally, I didn't see anybody, but like at that time, I think back in '92, I'm not for sure it was a Monte Flores. Yeah. I think they were against 18th Street. Do you guys funk it up with 18th Street back then?
No, I don't think back then. But we're pretty both large neighborhoods, so maybe there was some kind of dispute or something, because that does happen when you just have like 2 large neighborhoods just get into it. So we're both fairly deep.
So I think back then when I was up on the rock, you guys, they were beefing, and so they were getting, so basically you're on the other side of the day room, and as we're coming down, you can see dudes fighting in the other thing. We used to call it chicken fighting because it looked kind of funny, like fuck, those dudes are fucking chicken fighting over there. You can see them trying to kick each other in those shackles and shit.
Yeah,
like crazy. Fuck. Yeah, I ran to, I can't remember like everybody over, like all the students over, but I ran to a couple dudes. I remember like from 18th Street. One guy was from Almonte, EMF. He was from EMF. And then he had a Florence at 13.
Yeah.
Is that the same neighborhood?
Nah, it's just they're different. Yeah, they're in South Central area. We're in San Gabriel Valley. So we're closer to YTS kind of. We're still about 20 miles away, but we're closer than guys from Florencia are. They're more like towards downtown LA area.
Okay.
And shit.
Because I ran to a few. I always thought you guys was the same clique. I thought it was the same neighborhood, but like a different little clique or something. I was like, man, your homies were over here from an EMF. And the dude was like, nah, I'm not from EMF. He was, I'm from Florence at 13. I was like, oh shit, that was the same neighborhood, homie.
Yeah. Now a lot of people think that. Well, we're cool. We've always been cool with them. Okay. So how long? What happens when they finally decide to send you out? Where do you end up going?
I ended up going to TS, but what happened, how I got sent back up north, is because there was a black staff dude there who would never take none of the Northerners' mail. He wouldn't take none of our mail. Yeah. So one day I was hella mad because I think I was trying to send a letter to my mom and do it and pick it up. And I called him no disrespect to the black people, but I called him a house hand. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, you fucking house hand. And I forgot hella mad, so he called a goon squad on me. You know what I'm saying? You remember those goon squad in TS? Yeah, the fucking turtle suits and shit. Yeah, fucking big ass helmet shit. So I don't know what it was. I didn't know what it was, the goon squad was. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. So this fool fucking calls them fools, and they come in, they're like, Lazoya, back at the door, handcuff it up. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going out. So I got my mattress and I stuck it to the door, and those fools they fucking bum rushed me. Man, they
Yeah.
fucked me up. They fucked
Yeah,
me
they
up.
don't play.
I was like, I was like, damn. So the
Let
homies
me
were like,
ask,
damn.
because when I was in YA, but at that time they had to come with the camera when they would extract you. At that time, was that one of the requirements, or could they just come in there and just fuck you up without that shit?
And nah, I don't remember them having a camera, bro. I
Yeah,
don't remember them
that's
having a
probably, yeah, they
camera.
probably did it because of
Yeah,
all that shit that happened back then. Yeah, because I heard they would just fuck you up without, because
yeah,
when I was there, like they would still pepper spray you, they would do everything, and they would try to rough you up a little bit, like turn the camera at certain times when they bang, like throw some shots in at you. But they were a
yeah.
little bit more mindful because they had the camera on them. But I heard before, like they would just go in there and
Oh,
just fuck you up.
put it like this, homie. I touched everything in my room at that time when that happened. Them fools,
Damn.
man, they were fucking picking me up. I was trying to fight back, but you're not really big like those fools were. You know what I'm saying? So those fools were
Yeah.
smashing me.
A lot of them
I was like,
ex-military and
damn,
shit too.
yeah. So they followed me and shit. They stuck me neck. They stuck me into another area too, bro. Where it was like a door and then another door and then it
Yeah,
was
the
you're in
holding
like in a
room.
okay. That's where they put me in. So I stayed there and then because I didn't think I was gonna go back up north. You know what I mean? I thought I was doing all my time there and then I think after that, for some reason, like maybe a week later, Lazoya rolled it up. You're going back up north. I was like,
You
oh
know,
fuck. But I think
you know,
because to me, it felt like I had to do that to fucking go back up north.
yeah. How did you feel in that holding room? Because for a lot of people that don't know, like that shit is fucking small. Like, did you
Small,
have
bro.
any
I felt
kind of
like
claustrophobic or were you just like fuck it? Like, because you can't even really stretch. Like, you can't even do that.
nah, nah. I was just tripping, bro. I was like, I can't believe I was. To me, I was like, I think I was like I couldn't believe I'm in like a dream or something. Like fuck, you know what I mean? It was crazy. I was like, and it was like, I mean, you can't talk to nobody or nothing, bro. I was like, you know,
That's like a
uh,
dungeon of the jail and shit.
yeah, like dungeon of the jail, and that motherfucker. Shit.
So you get your box to go up north. Where are they sending you?
They're sending me to Chad, so I go to Chad.
Damn,
So
it's
they send
another
me up to
long
Chad.
ass fucking ride too.
Yeah, long ride back up north. You know what I mean? It's like fuck. So it was an all day ride. I get to Chad, and pretty much I go to the receiving. I'm trying to go to sleep because fuck. By the time we got back up north, it was already nighttime. You
Yeah.
know? Fuck. So I get there, and then by the time once I went to Chad, I went to the receiving hall. There pretty much I knew a lot of homeboys there already. You know what I mean? A lot of people already there. You
Yeah.
know? Um.
Did they give
So
you extra props for like going down south and holding it down and shit?
like, well, because right there, like they didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like some homeboys knew, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like those are kind of like regular cat. I don't know what you would say. You know what I'm saying, like just homeboys, you know what I'm saying? They're like, you know how it is, like you got some riders and you got motherfuckers just riding, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
weren't really
Like,
motherfuckers like you knew who was putting in work, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so those homeboys, you know, they're like, oh, you know, they tripped out, you know what I'm saying? How was it down south? And somebody told them what happened. Um Actually when I got to my main line, when I got to my actual hall, that's when all the homeboys were there, and then those are the ones that were like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? You fucking made it, you know what I'm saying? You guys survived. Because there's a couple other homeboys that went up north too that were in TS with me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So it was starting to get knowing that, you know what I'm saying, we are getting sent down there, you know?
Yeah.
So
And how,
um
how was it when you got to Chad?
it was kind of it wasn't rough. It wasn't rough, but it was kind of laid back, but you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like a everybody was mutual, you know what I'm saying? You try to put on a respect thing, but
Yeah.
if it was gonna go down, it's gonna go down, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, Chad back then was pretty much like TS, you know what I mean, up north. So
Yeah.
basically, you already know your next flight is going to the pin after that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So uh, it was pretty much, my first time there was pretty much cool. There was no really that much, there was no much bullshit. There was no, like, I don't know, it was more respectful thing, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wasn't talking shit, you know what I'm saying? And if you did have a beef where you can handle it and get out on one-on-one, they would put you in the solitary room and you get out on one-on-one and then pretty much try to squash it like that, you know?
Okay.
And actually, there was not the whole time I was in TS, there was no riots. There was no riots when I was there. The first time I went back again. So the first time there was no riots, and then they opened up this program. It was called Karl Holton.
Oh
So it
yeah,
was
the
a
drug
drug
program.
program.
Yeah. It's
Okay, so
yeah.
they started asking, started putting out flyer out to everybody. And I wasn't thinking, I was just signed up. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna sign up and see what happens. You know what I mean? I didn't think I was gonna go there, and they called me,
Yeah.
Lazoya, we got your application for Karl Holton. You want to go? I was like, fuck it, I'll go. You know what I mean? So I go, and a couple other homies went. Not too many homies went over there because we weren't really. I guess they weren't really want to fuck with it, you know. But I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll do it. That, like I said, I still had time, So
Yeah.
fuck, guys, go. And then my first day there, man, they were bringing you guys down by the busloads, homie.
Yeah.
You guys was going there. You guys was going like, fuck, I don't know how many people can fit in the bus, but that's how many people were coming off that bus from down south,
Damn.
you know. So you guys, your numbers were deeper than ours. And then you go to Donner halls, which is receiving halls called Donner over there. So you go
Yeah.
there, and then they just pretty much you sit there until they put you to whatever bed opening is in those halls out there, those units out there. And so we're going there, and so right before I left that Donner Hall, the South Siders, the Southerners were deeper. You know what I'm saying? You guys were deeper. So me and this little homie, it's like like you said, we talk about those little kids. So I got this little homie with me, and we got him on one end of the wing, and I'm on the other side of the wing. And those are dorms, those dorm living. So he's on one side of the dorm, I'm on another side of the dorm.
Wait,
And
let me ask real quick. What's the ages that are in Karl Holton? Because I know Chad is
bro,
18 over, YTS is, but I think that one's
yeah.
mixed, right?
Yeah, it was mixed, bro. Yeah, that one was mixed. You got dudes in their 20s. You got a kid that's like 12, 13, 14 years old,
That's a
I think
trip.
14. I think 14 was the
It was like
youngest.
14 to 25.
Yeah.
That's fucking. That's a recipe for disaster. So
Yeah.
so it's you and a younger one of your younger homies. And what ends up happening?
So the little homie's on the other side, and I guess there was a new busload came, so a southerner came, and so the little homie walks by him, and back then like, some dudes that had big ass brochas, they're all tatted up, you know what I mean? So they
Yeah.
look kind of scary. So the little homie, I guess, got spooked. So the dude
Yeah.
looked at him, was like, "What you looking at, Este?" So the little homie got scared. So he comes out on my side, and he's like, "Hey," so he gives me the rundown what happened. So I'm like, "Fuck, all right." So what I'm saying, I'm not gonna let that happen to the homie like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what punked the homie. So I go
Yeah.
back over and I said, "Show me what you do to jam you up." So he points out that dude. So I go, hey, so I go up to him and say, "What's up, homie? You got a problem with the little homie right here?" He's like, "Nah, I ain't got no problem with him." But back then you're how you would say it, the chismo was like, I don't know. I was kind of like, I said stuff that I shouldn't, back, how it is. So I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like, don't call me an essay, homie. I ain't your essay. I was acting like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so as I get back at him like that, and dude was like, I don't even have. I guess he didn't have no problem with him. He just was tripping because the little homie was staring at him. The little homie was staring at him because the dude was big and is all tatted up. You know what
Yeah.
I
He
mean?
probably never see.
So it
He
was a
probably came from
misunderstanding.
juvenile hall and all that shit.
Yeah.
He never saw like, oh shit, these some big motherfuckers over here.
Yeah. So I was fucking like, fuck, man. So we got like, I don't know how many people on the whole unit on that dorm. I forgot how many people were there, but pretty much we're like, me and him were the only North Enders on there. And everybody else was pretty much like, the majority were all Southsiders. Yeah, some couple of whites, couple of Asians, couple of blacks. And so I just told the homie, look, man, nighttime comes, they move on us, man, just grab some pencils. You know what I mean? That's the best thing you can do. I didn't want him to stop banging. I was trying to encourage him to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, look, man, just grab some pencils. I go, man, and go to sleep. If they fucking, whoever bombs on you, just try to stab them, whatever, and just try to run to my side of the dorm. And pretty much, we're going to get fucked out. I told him, we're going to get mopped up regardless of me, but fuck it, you know what I mean? Just come on this side and we'll get what we can, try to get paid.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And but nothing happened, you know what I'm saying? Nothing happened, but, how it is, like, you got, it's like, you got to, I don't know how you say it, you got to stay on point, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you're okay and secure,
Yeah.
And so nothing happened, though, you know what I'm saying? It was, I guess it's just the little homie got spooked, and pretty much after that, we ended up going to our main dorm after that, pretty much a couple weeks later.
And what happened there? Because I know you said you ended up back in Chad. How did you end up leaving Karl Holton?
I paroled from there. I paroled from Karl Holton.
Oh, cool. So you,
yeah.
How long did you
did
do?
All that, whatever. I think they gave me 2.5 years. I pretty much did the whole thing, whatever it was 2.5, 3 years. I pretty much did those years right there.
What's kind of crazy is that they send you down south, they put you in lockup and shit. That shit probably low key saved you from catching more time anyway.
Pretty much, that's what pretty much it said. Because I went to Chad, there was nothing kicking off over there. Everything was pretty cool. So same thing, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of breezed on through there, went to Karl Holton. But I did end up getting into it in Karl Holton though when I got to my main dorm.
Yeah.
And they didn't catch us, and the staff didn't catch us. But then I ended up getting down with 3 Sudanos there, and one was from Baker's, one was from Norwalk, and one was from 18th Street.
All right.
So at that time, I was pretty much I was close to going home, and there was the dude from Baker's sat in front. There was like bunks, dorm living, and they had some unit rooms, like 5 rooms on each side of the wing.
Yeah.
So I was in one of those rooms, and I don't know if dude was going through something that day or something, or maybe somebody died. I didn't know, but I was happy to be in front of my door, and he looked at me, and he was like, "You want to get down, SA?" And I thought he was fucking playing around with me. No, I started laughing. I was like, man, I was like, man, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I ain't anybody tripping off the food. And it's like, no, I'm serious. I said, you want to get down? I was like, you fucking serious? So I opened my door and I told him to come in the room, and we chunked him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't, like you said, I'm not trying to say I beat everybody up, or you can, you know, beat everybody up, but I ended up beating him up. You know what I'm saying? Because dude was me and him were the same size.
Yeah.
So we got down. You know what I'm saying? So basically, me and him fought 3 times. So finally, I just told him, hey, look, homie, you're not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and give, because he wasn't trying to go out. You know what I'm saying? How you say, like, you know, he wasn't trying to go out.
Yeah.
He kept trying to fight me. Finally, I said, man, bro, just I ain't gonna fight you no more, homie. So he goes back and he pulls a junta and he tells us the other students what happened. So I'm like, fuck. So then so another one comes in like, hey, Lazoya, you know, I want to get down. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get down with one, it starts a reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the other student from Norwalk, so me and him get down, and pretty much me and him were even. You know what I'm saying? He didn't beat me up, I didn't beat him up, and so they called this other dude from, I don't know, and I don't know if we could say the names like that on here.
Well, you could say, I mean, it's old stuff. You know what I mean? It's
okay.
Nobody. Yeah, you're not going to implicate anybody in a crime. It's up to you if you're comfortable with it.
Okay, so basically, there's a dude named Babyface from 18th Street. So there's 2 of them. There's little Babyface and there's older 18. But the older one, Babyface, big Babyface, I guess. He did a lot of time up north. So you know what I'm saying? I guess at times he ended up learning how to get down. You know what I'm saying? So this will come. He's hella big. I'm like, fuck, man, this motherfucker's a big ass. So he's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna get fucked up now. So I'm like, oh fuck. So my cellie, my roommate, he's kind of big too. The dude Babyface at that time was 25. I think I'm at 19. I'm 19 years old now. So Babyface and the homie, but the homie was 16 years old that Babyface got down with, but he's big. So I'm like, all right, their school's gonna get down, and Babyface is gonna be tired because he's big, so they're gonna get tired. So I could probably get him, you know.
Yeah.
So these fools get down, and pretty much Babyface loses. So I'm thinking, all right, he ain't gonna want to fight nobody. And the fucker stayed in my room. And he was like, Lazoya, come on, let's get out. He still wanted to fight me. I was like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
so me and him get down, and he put the hands on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? He put the hands on me.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So you end up paroling, and you did 2.5 years. Are you equipped to come out and parole and do well, or fucking is it like you really didn't learn shit? You just went over there, caught your little fades, and went home.
That's pretty much, yeah. I didn't know nothing, bro. I didn't even know I was getting out, honestly. I went to a board, and the motherfucker said, because I was, because I had, pretty much a lot of my time was in lockup, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do a little programming thing here, and then all of a sudden there's the Lazoya, you're paroled. And I didn't even believe him, bro. The board member said, you can go home. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do your paperwork and go home. My mind's still thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm still doing time.
Yeah.
So, I paroled. I ended up getting out, but I ended up violating 2 more times after that.
Damn.
You know?
How was it like? Cause I paroled too, and that shit, like, cops came, I'm running. Like, that's how it was when I first got out. Like, fuck that. And like, cause they even catch you with the homies. Like that's a violation. How was it for you? Like, was it the same thing, or did you just say fuck it? Like, did they catch me? They catch me.
I was like that. I was like more like fuck it. They catch me. You know, that's what I was like when I first time paroling, because I didn't know, how it was in parole. But that's the first parole. Was it high risk parole or something like that? Remember?
Yeah.
They had like 2 different type of paroles or something.
Well, when I was there, it's just the CYA parole, and they fucking, like, I'm not lying, dog. They kept me on that shit for 5 fucking years. Like, I had 5 years left on my max, and they kept me there for the whole 5 years. I was like, God damn, I'm working and everything. Like I was working at Bank of America, and I was like, dog, just let me off this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And they're like, nope.
Yeah. Well, I tried to do that when I first got. I tried to work, bro. I tried. I got a job. I got a little holly out here. I was working, but I felt like I felt like, man, if I'm doing good, let me off parole or something. Like, that's how, I don't know why my mind was like that. And then I got tired of that shit. I was like, man, fuck parole, man. I'm saying I just bounced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to deal with them fools. And then
absconded and shit.
Absconded, and then they caught me, and then they sent me to, I don't know if you guys were the same place called Fout Springs.
No, I never heard of that.
It's like it's like a drug program up here. You go up, it's like almost like a camp thing or something. It's like a camp or something.
Oh, I think they had something similar down in El Centro. I think something they had something like for violators and drug offenders and shit.
Yeah, so I go back, but as I go back, man, I ended, you know how it is. You have to do what you got to do. So I go back, and then so I'm in NR. and we kick off a riot over there in NR when I went back. So I got stuck in NR for like 2 years
Damn.
on dorm 6.
Damn.
Fuck, man, I was like, because I don't know if they were just fucking with me because I got in that riot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're stuck there. Me and another homie, we got there. We're stuck there for like 2 years. That's when they finally sent us out to that program, and we did that program. I got out, and then fucking scounded again. You know what I'm saying? Scounded again, and then went back for the second time, and that's when I went back to Chad. I went back to Chad, and it was rocking and rolling then. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole different environment. You know?
Yeah. So by the time you get back, are the Bulldogs? They're not riding with you guys anymore?
Oh shit, man. Okay, if you want to roll, no, my bad. I forgot about that. When we were in TS, what happened when we were in TS? They separated TS when I was there in '93. They separated in '93.
Yeah.
What happened was one of the Bulldogs. There was a Bulldog across from me, and he slid a kite into my room and actually went into my room. So I grabbed it. And I thought it was for me. So I grabbed, opened it up, and I was reading it, and it was talking about, you know what I'm saying, they were going to separate. So I shot it to the older homie that was next to me from Frisco. I shot him the kite, and he read it, and he goes, fold it back up, and you swing it back out of your door. Don't let him know. You just put it back out there. Say, hey, it's the wrong room. Because you didn't even know he slid into my room.
Yeah.
So I slid the kite back out the hallway. I said, hey, homie, homeboy's next door. You got to shoot your homie next door. He slid into my room. He's like, oh, but we already intercepted that wheeler. So we got the wheeler. They're basically pretty much saying that if they come out of shackles, they're going to move on us. So basically, but it never happened, though. They didn't move on us or nothing like that. But because we were on lockdown already.
Yeah.
So they didn't, but they separated from there. They just went their way, and pretty much that was it.
So when you get to Chad, are they also going at it with you guys, or is it just South Side or North Daniel thing at that time?
Just south and north of going after Bulldogs. They were just on the run. They were I don't know. The fools weren't trying to do nothing. I don't know. I'm trying to say they probably did, but they weren't doing nothing. So pretty much it's just us back and forth. Actually, remember I was saying about that dude that got stabbed?
Yeah.
Remember I told you he was stabbed? So it was crazy. So when I get to Chad, I come out to the yard. This motherfucker's on the yard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I see him. So I call him over. We're bullshitting. And so I'm thinking he's riding with the North Daniel. So I say, hey, homie, you riding with the North or what? He was like, nah, I'm still with my peoples. I'm still with the Bulldogs. And I was, fucking, you still riding with fucking Bulldog? Motherfucker damn near killed you. You know what I mean? Because they life flighted him out of TS, bro, on a fucking helicopter.
Yeah. People love when that shit. They used to get, when I was there, people used to get pumped up when the helicopter came.
Oh yeah, banging on their doors out the windows.
Yeah, going all crazy.
I remember that shit. Yeah, they stunk that fool, bro. Like a fucking big ass shake. They said that dude was telling me, he said it went through his back, through his lung, and outside of his lung.
Damn.
So basically, he died. When he was there, they came with those shocker things right there in the hallway, right in front of the day room. They were shocking that fool in the day room, shocking him.
Shit.
And they said they brought him back 3 times, and then I guess that's when he basically lied again. When they called the helicopter down, they picked him up, and then I don't know where hospital went from there, but I guess they brought him back to life at the hospital.
Damn.
They stuck him up like 18 times and all through his like back of his head, his back, and his lung.
Damn.
They stuck him up good. And basically what he said that why they stuck him was because he didn't know if he wanted to be a North Daniel or stay a Bulldog. He was confused. So pretty much the Bulldog said, hey, pretty much this is what we're gonna do to become a homeboy.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
So fucking so it's pretty active when you get there, and what did you end up in any riots or any fights or anything?
Nah, because for some reason like the dorms, if the dorm would kick off, usually if it kicks off from one dorm, it's gonna domino effect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But pretty much there was no domino effect. Pretty much just everybody gets down in I don't know, for some reason that unit I went to, they sent me right back to the same unit, and pretty much that is this little room. They call it the solitary room. After you go from the day room to the yard, there's just this little room, and you get down right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pretty much I didn't get down with nobody. Everybody was, I don't know, maybe it's the older people that was there. Those dudes a lot of those dudes been down for some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was more respecting. That's how they carried it. You know what I mean? It's respecting. So pretty much nothing happened on my dorm.
So did you end up maxing out after there, or did you go back out on parole?
Yeah. No, I maxed out from right there from Chad. I didn't max out from there.
And what happened when you got out?
Okay, before I got out, so since it was really shit just kicking off on our dorm or whatever, it was, and actually at that time it was rocking, but it wasn't rocking hard like it used to be. You know what I mean? Like the beginning of '92 and '93. So as I was like, man, you know what? I'll get my GED. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna grab this GED, see if I can get my. So I got my GED there in Chad before I got out.
Yeah.
So when I got out, I basically I went back to my neighborhood. I went right back to kicking with the homies and shit like that for a couple of years, and then started to really. So what happened was I was at one of my homeboys' kids' party, and then some dude from LA was a part of a church. I didn't know it was a victory outreach, right?
Yeah.
So my homie, pretty much this my homie set us up. So when the homeboys that were there, he had victory outreach come and try to preach to us. So we're at this baby's barbecue, my homie's kid's birthday, and these church people come up and they're talking to us, you know what I mean? And we're like, oh, yeah, whatever, it's cool. We just try to be respectful to them.
Yeah.
And they left. So one day I'm in my neighborhood kicking it, and his van pulls up, and a fucking dude jumps out, and it's that dude from my homie's barbecue. But I didn't remember him because it was kind of like nighttime, and he has a big old LA tat on his neck, hella big. And he jumps out, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Rick?" And my homies started to look at me like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know who this fool is. I don't know this dude. Yeah. And he started to see that we're starting to trip on him. You know what I'm saying? So he was telling people like, "Hey, because I was at a barbecue at your homie Sapo's pad, and he introduced me to you." And I was like, so I told him, oh, that's a dude from church. I said, this guy's from like Victory Outreach or something. I didn't know what Victory Outreach at the time was,
Yeah.
So the homies, they didn't trip, you know what I'm saying? So they gave him a pass. He came up, he preached to us, and we let him do his prayers and stuff. And he went about his business. But I think from that right there, it planted a seed, bro, or something in me. Because I don't know, I started to look at life different. I started to like really tripping, like, man, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In and out of jail. Down on the street corner, and I started to have kids too at that time. I had my son, so I don't know. I just started. I don't know if it was that dude or something. But for some reason, like after that, I started to like really look at shit that's different, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And little by little, I started stepping away from my neighborhood. I started to like back away from him. You know what I mean? And then, really started to just trip my life. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
A whole different level. And eventually I stopped hanging around the homies. I didn't I just stopped messing with them, man. I had to grow up basically. I couldn't do more, you know what I mean? I started having kids, shit, you know what I mean? I want my son to go through the same thing I was going through, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or going through YA and all that shit, and I didn't want it,
Yeah, because like you said, like your pops was from a gang, you're from a gang, and it's like if you showed your sons or even your kids in general, if you showed them if you show them that life, they're gonna be from gangs too.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
So you were able to break that cycle. How did it feel when you broke that cycle? Was it a struggle or did you kind of like?
It was a struggle, bro, because you know what I'm saying, because that's pretty much like the only lifestyle I knew, you know what I'm saying?
That's your
and me trying
identity.
to change. Yeah. And it was hard, bro. It was hard for me. So sometimes I still deal with that today, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, I still miss that. But I know if I go back to that route, there's nothing there pretty much, you know what I mean? There ain't nothing there.
And so what are you up to nowadays?
I ended up Class A driver's license.
Oh,
So I
dope.
started, driving big rigs. I drive for a food, like a pet store company. Monday through Friday, I'm off on the weekends. What happening? And it's a chance. It's a trip too. As I was going through that transition, stop paying.
Yeah.
And I started meeting Southerners. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Sacramento. And then there were some were in car clubs. You know what I'm saying? Or some were just kind of socializing with those dudes. I just started, hey, homie, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it just started happening, bro. Like, hey, I got a 50 Chevy. They have a 50 Chevy, you know what I mean? And it just started being like, like back then, I wouldn't talk to a Southerner, but all of a sudden now I can,
Yeah.
Back then I couldn't, and it was a whole life change, bro. It was just everything was different.
Yeah, because it's like whether people like to admit it or not, there's a lot of similarities between the streets, right? It's like
Yeah.
we may
Mm-hmm.
rep different sides or whatever, but it's like we just both like cars. We both like the women. We both like it's the same things. You know what I mean? Like the same kind of activities we're both into.
Same stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we have a lot of similarities, a lot in common with that. And that's not just even us, that's just all people from the streets in general. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
And so you were able to break out of that cycle and you're raising your kids right, and what does the future look like for Sad Boy?
Pretty much, being a grandfather, now I'm becoming a grandfather.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. You know, better life, bro. I look at myself now. I'm glad I did this movement because, you know, now I know I can, you know, I can live. I lived longer. You know what I'm saying? You know, back then,
Yeah.
you know, you were only lasted probably 18, 24 max if you were still in that type of lifestyle. Um, Enjoying life now. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying it, man, and happy where I'm at today. You know, being a dad, raising my kids. You know, having a house, a car, a job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Um, you know, my son. I mean, my son back then. You know, I didn't want him to follow. Now he's in the military.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. And is
I
that the
got
one that's gonna make you a grandpa?
no, my daughter,
So
my
did
daughter.
any of them ever any of your kids end up going to jail or anything?
No, my
That's crazy.
oldest
That's
boy,
dope.
my oldest
Yeah.
boy, he one time one time he got caught with some homeboys and some youngsters that around his age,
Yeah.
and he didn't come home, and I was worried. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I don't want, you know, something to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? And, man, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I started calling, and finally, I the dude he left with, I guess I remember him, my son using my phone to call him,
Yeah.
because somehow I remembered that number. I called that number, and that dude picked up. And I said, look, bro, if you don't bring me my son back, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out looking for you. So, you
Yeah.
know, I don't give a fuck where you're at, man. Just bring me my son back. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If not, if I come to get you, you're gonna, you know, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I was scared, bro. You know, 'cause I thought my son was gonna get caught up. You know what I'm saying, with that lifestyle. And then dude respected me. He brought him back, but I still checked him when he came. You know, I still got in that dude's ass for that shit.
Yeah.
Because man, it's like, but when I told my son, man, I mean, it's cool to have friends like that, man, but you just never know, man. You know what I'm saying? What if you guys are cruising and you don't know he has a gun? You guys get pulled over? You know what I'm saying? What if they tell you to take that rap? You know what I'm saying? Or you guys use that on somebody? You guys all
Yeah.
go down together, you know? So I think what that happened, it scared him straight. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because after that, I never, so he didn't
And,
wear red no more after that, even red, you know what I mean?
and you know what I think is the difference too is why he was able to quote unquote be scared straight is because you probably raised him in a way where he didn't have all that anger in him where he can rebel. You know what I mean? So he was able to say,
Yeah,
"Fuck it, I'm gonna leave it alone." Whereas like somebody like you and I, when we were younger, we had a lot of anger in us, right? So that ain't gonna
that's
scare
true.
us straight. You know what I mean? We're gonna be like, "Nah, fuck that shit. That ain't nothing," because we're angry individuals. You know what I mean? But it's like
Yeah,
for him, since you didn't have that, you didn't bring him up that way. Luckily, he was able to see it for what it was, and that's dope, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
man, I before we wrap it up, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Uh, Man, just, you know what I'm saying, the unity and rasa period. Like, you know, I'm glad they have this you know what I'm saying, this little thing going on between both sides. And that's a great thing. It's a great future for our peoples, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah, because like you said, like you have kids, right? Your kids aren't even involved in that. My kids aren't involved in that, right? So why should
yep,
our kids be separated for something? You know what I mean? There's no need for that. Like you said, we're the same people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
say
it's like, why
peoples.
can't we have that conversation? You know what I mean? So I'm glad.
True.
I'm glad you jumped on too because people need to understand. It's like we're older now. We are grown ups. You know what I mean? Like ain't no need to fight. I ain't
Yep.
trying to like for what. Like I
For
understand.
nothing. Yeah, all for nothing.
Yeah, it's like there ain't no need for us to go out there killing each other. We're the same people. We got the same
Yeah,
ancestors. It's just
that's
a trip,
true.
man.
That's true,
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, but I appreciate Javier, you know what I'm saying, bring me on your show, you know what I'm saying, and kind of seeing it from our side. Uh, but hopefully there's other people that you can you know, hook up with that can tell you more too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, like I always say, I'm always open. Fucking there's it's all about growth here. I mean, we wanna see the point where we become grandparents. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and hopefully we make it a great grandparents. You know what I mean?
that's right.
So
That's
fucking
true.
yes, sir. And with that said, we out. Peace.
Peace.